Let me show you something else, because the issue seems to be that there is Team Bondi and Team Bongholio. And right now, Trump is on Team Bondi. And Bongholio apparently can go fuck himself, according to Trump, because he was like, I talked to him, he's fine. Meaning that he's not going to quit. He took a day off on Friday, but he'll be back to work anytime now. He's just going to swallow it and move on. And the camps seem to be split in this. Now the question is if Bongholio just folds in under Pam Bondi and keeps his job, nobody's everybody's against the administration. Everybody who was on Team Bongholio doesn't even have like a friend in this. They've been betrayed by the whole group of them. All right. So this is Bendover Johnson, who he says, I just spoke with a top FBI source. What they told me about Bongholio changes everything. Very big. ... Okay. He does this.
What's up, guys? Benny. We have some breaking news for you on this program.
It's already broken.
That I just learned about Dan Bongino and his future.
Bongholio, who is looking for a teepee for his bunghole. He's looking for a teepee. Are you threatening me?
At the FBI. And let me explain to you why this is important to me on a personal level. Because we know Dan, he's been a bit of a mentor to me, quite frankly.
You don't say. How long has this mentoring been going on? And did you have a nice June?
I love that feeling. Zipper hoods have got the goods. Owie, owie, oh. Points and thongs and vests and thongs. Whoa, I love that feeling. Zipper hoods have got the goods. Owie, owie, oh. Boink, boink, doobie-doo. You know what I want to do. Yay. Boink, boink, doobie-doo. You know what I want to do.
I'm not saying that Bongholio and Benny engaged in butt stuff, but if they did, I feel like it's totally fine, and they should. They might be happier if they just admitted that their love is not a love that dare not speak its name anymore. It's 2025.
He's always been very helpful in our show, even calling me randomly to give me pointers on certain things.
Really? Mm-hmm. On just asking you, hey, what are you wearing?
And on certain builds, and he's just been a wise advisor. He's always been good.
And
he's been solid.
No doubt.
Cares a lot about this country.
We care a lot about Bongholio and the problems that he has. We care a lot.
And he has a heart of gold and a very big heart. And he's somebody that wants to make it a better place. He wants to destroy evil people, and he wants to help MAGA. He is totally MAGA.
I don't think so. No, I don't buy it. I mean, he's obviously not supporting Trump, and he didn't show up for work on Friday. So, I'm sorry, MAGA means being the deputy director of the FBI and not showing up for work because you're upset. That's MAGA now. I guess we're broadening the definition of MAGA.
And so I have a personal connection to this story. And when I saw this headline on Friday, it sucked.
Did it? Sorry. It's fine.
Because Dan's doing great work at the FBI.
No, he's not. He's sitting at his desk, lonely and bitching at the walls. What's he doing? He hasn't done shit, dummy. What's the big case the FBI broke that wasn't like already in the chute from last year? They're buttoning up and convicting or arresting people, but it's all shit that started 2 goddamn years ago.
And I think he's in a position that, quite frankly, he was built for. And that, I think he could do really, I think he could really do God's work at that organization if given enough time and enough power.
Yeah.
Power as the deputy.
He doesn't have that kind of power as the deputy director.
The director of the FBI.
Nope.
And Donald Trump personally asked him to be in this position.
the shitty position that he finds himself in.
And the fallout from the Epstein saga, of course, caused Dan to say, I'm not even, it's going to be really tough to return to my show, to do what I love to do after all of this. If it really goes south, will people trust me? Because they don't trust this stuff. And we haven't done it in the right way.
Who's we, motherfucker?
Now, I called a number of people.
Jesus Christ.
With direct knowledge of this, and this was Dan's frustration, is that the disclosures were not great, and the way that it was handled, and the way that it was.
What disclosures? Oh, you mean the memo where they said there will be no more disclosures? They want the non-existent disclosures that you're not going to disclose, that have not and will not be disclosed, have not been handled well.
At least not great, and that he was being blamed in part for it.
Oh no!
And so Dan didn't show up to work and sort of gave an ultimatum to President Trump.
He did,
and said, "Hey, listen, Pam Bondi either goes right, or I go." And he and Pam Bondi had a quite a bit of a blow up at the White House on Wednesday. Wow. Dan hadn't showed up to work since. Some people saying he didn't show up to work on Friday. No, it was Wednesday. So this is bad, because these are really good people.
They are.
And you need them fighting the good fight. You need as many warriors as you can in this battle.
Yeah, especially when they're fighting each other.
Neither did the American people, by the way. Probably the most viral clip from Turning Point's conference this weekend was Megyn Kelly asking the crowd of 7,000 rock-solid MAGA patriots,
do you care about the Epstein files? And they all said yes, really loudly.
What do you think about Dan Bongino? Would you prefer that he leave or Pam Bondi? Listen to this.
He's not
Who would you guys prefer, Bongino or Bondi? Okay, 7,000 to 0.
They want Dan. Of course, Dan, you know why? Because
of course they do. He's male.
Dan understands MAGA. Dan's part of the MAGA movement. Dan's been an important piece of it and a mouthpiece for really important ideas, and an advocate and a fierce warrior.
Sorry, we're talking about Dan Bongino, right? I don't know who this person you're describing is. I just know this kind of angry dipshit who blathers MAGA talking points and has a real hard time figuring out what the last paragraph he read that he showed on screen meant.
He's been in the trenches. I mean, with all due respect to Pam Bondi, she's been in Florida. She represented the president.
Fucking Florida. What do you know? Florida. Fuck Florida. Thank you, Megyn Kelly. She's been in Florida. What kind of an asshole lives in Florida? Jeffrey Epstein. That's who. A 9-minute Uber from Mar-a-Lago, actually. But
it's nice. But do you think she really gets MAGA? I don't think so.
Florida doesn't get MAGA.
She wouldn't have behaved this way if she did. And now it's a time for choosing. It's a time.
It's a time for a choosing. It's a time for choosing. Well, I guess they chose Bongholio and Bondi. You have to go back to everyone going, oh my God, are you that Miss Teen USA who fucked up that answer about the Iraq?
For choosing.
So, that's pretty demonstrable, right?
It is pretty demonstrable.
I spoke at the same conference. I can tell you the same thing, right?
You didn't get nearly as much applause as Megyn did, but come on.
The loudest roar that we received in our speech was,
thank you, Dennis.
When I said, you have got to release these Epstein files. It's tough love from a friend.
It is. It's very tough love from a friend. These are very hard times, you guys. It's tough love. It's really like getting fucked with a sandpaper condom more than tough love, but I do.
Let me tell you what.
What?
I just did some phone calls.
You just did some phone calls. He just did some phone calls.
And I found out that
what I found out was
Dan Bongino not only is back working at the FBI.
He's back, but he's not happy.
That cooler heads have prevailed here. That Dan is actually working on something very, very important.
Because he wasn't at all before.
And also, everything's changed.
Everything has changed. Now he loves Pam Bondi. and they showed him video of himself at Mar-a-Lago when a guy that's in the Epstein tapes was sitting at his table. And now they're like, watch yourself, Bongholio, you asshole.
Yeah. There is a positive mood for Dan, for my source, after further internal movement towards Epstein disclosures and transparency.
Which still aren't happening.
Trump team is back together and locking in. That's what I was told directly by my source. And people,
Which would be who?
love this. I mean, I just put this up and it's flying. People want to see this. They definitely don't want to see Dan go. That's a matter of fact. But this is what else I got from another source, is that, well, there are some big things happening that...
Sorry, you're reading your own fucking tweets?
We may not be able to see right now, but it's
definitely
been very positive. All of, you in the comment section.
The change in approach to Epstein has been dramatic. You mean from the potential for some disclosures to none?
Posting on X, writing right here, letting your voice be heard in whatever way that you do that.
Bro, you do you.
Ladies and gentlemen, further sources confirm to me that there's going to be a major change in approach to the way that this Epstein file will be handled by the administration. Expect more disclosures. Very powerful people inside the admin are now pushing for a special counsel.
Yeah. It's very powerful people. Not Trump and not Susie Wiles.
Full press briefing on Epstein findings. Important to note that this drastic change happened after our voices were heard. Also, Steve Bannon, Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, and a number of other people, Charlie Kirk, really locking in and giving some tough love to the administration over this.
That's right, they did. It was tough love. Bam. Oh, let me see if I can find this for you. Hold on one second. There we go. It was on. This is the first time I've ever seen. There we go. These guys. Yeah, here you go. Rasmussen reports. This was. Yeah, here you go.
Donald Trump's approval rating.
So I had never seen Rasmussen, which is Trump's favorite group. Hold on. Favorite pollster, actually do a video before. I didn't know they did them because, Jesus Christ. But they do. They've got, their channel has like 128,000 subscribers, something like that. This has 25,000 views from 4 days ago. Rasmussen report, Trump plunges. And the image that Rasmussen, Trump's favorite pollster, is using is like a laughing ghost head of Epstein looking at Trump like he's haunting him. And then this dude from Rasmussen going, well, we told you so. Check this out.
Donald Trump's approval rating is getting absolutely destroyed. The last couple of days, it's a complete reversal from where he was just a week, 2 weeks ago. And
what's really destroying me is that fucking computer from like 98. Jesus Christ, man.
A lot of people are blaming Epstein. So we're going to take a look if that's
the dead guy.
Potentially what's causing this. That's right. Epstein, the same Epstein who was convicted of being a sex offender, the same Epstein who ostensibly took his own life in a very
and who was Donald Trump's buddy for 25 years.
High security jail. The same Epstein that was a Trump administration campaign item. The same Epstein that people in the Trump administration have been promising to get to the bottom of.
And the same Epstein who has Polaroids of Donald Trump having ejaculated from girls sitting on his lap as they laughed at him and pointed at the stain on his pants like a fucking 14-year-old at a strip club.
All of a sudden, in the last day or two, it's been a complete reversal. All of a sudden, there's a report out of the DOJ that there's nothing to see here. Now, we've been the first to say that the previous Epstein happenings haven't really been moving the numbers, but now all of a sudden the numbers are moving. And so maybe this is what's causing it. But we'll look at maybe also a few potential causes. But here is, in my opinion, a very good example about how the Trump administration messaging on this is completely off.
Really? The whole, like, some of them say, like, her saying she has it on her desk and him saying it doesn't exist, and she says they're just going through it so they can redact victims' names, and him saying that it was all concocted by Hillary, like the Christopher Steele dossier, which, by the way, was paid for by the Washington Free Beacon, because the Republicans wanted to stop Trump in his tracks, and then when he won he was starting to win the primaries, they fell in behind him and decided not to go with it, and Christopher Steele went to take it to Hillary Clinton, sell it to her, and she's like, we'll buy it, but we can't use this because we think we're going to win anyways, and this is gross, and we don't have to go there just to win. We'll win on the issues. And one of her lawyers was like, this is a fucking crime. We need to take this to the FBI, and they did.
And listen, if they want this Epstein thing to go away, there's a very clear way to message it, and I'll get into that. Trump shrugs off questions over Epstein memo, calling them a desecration. CNN, President Donald Trump on Tuesday shrugged off questions around a new Justice Department memo about accused sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein,
it was super
calling
fun.
them a desecration. Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years, Trump said during a cabinet meeting after a reporter directed a question to Attorney General Pam Bondi, who's been the subject of MAGA blowback. After the Justice Department said on Monday, there is no evidence Epstein kept a client list or was murdered. You're asking, we have Texas, the floods. We have Vicky asking a question.
We saw
of the one big beautiful.
I don't know why you wouldn't just play the clip.
There were people down there breaking the law, and we are going to invest in them. They probably have signed documents in order to get their hush fund payments. How about you go knock on a few doors, investigate people? Why don't you? Hey, we know one was down there, Prince Andrew. Why don't we get an investigation of him? Get him to name some names. I'm just saying. There's stuff that could be done.
Yeah, I'm just saying. And this is Mark Mitchell, head pollster at Rasmussen. This is the biggest group of Trump suck-ups in the world of polling. They're making these videos. Shock, Epstein hurting Trump's polls jeopardizes political capital. That's why this changed. That's what happened. It wasn't even the Charlie Kirk stuff. It was the dude from Rasmussen talking to Trump. Or to Susie Wiles.
They were met with massive roars and applause from the 7,000 gathered and could not be ignored. In short, our voices are being heard and power to the people. It's a beautiful thing to see. And I want to see Dan back at work. This, of course, is not exactly the right headline.
Good save, bro. Yeah. You mean the talking point you got from your handlers in the White House is different from the inside scoop that CNN's people got by talking around there? Yeah. Genius.
I don't hear that Dan is in limbo. I hear that Dan is back at work and that he's had a very good détente with Donald Trump and that there's going to be changes. White House statement seems to suggest that Dan Bongino isn't resigning from the FBI. Well, as a matter of fact, yes.
What White House statement?
That is true.
Yeah, that's like, he's a good guy. I know him a long time. He's in good shape. He's fine.
Here's what President Trump said yesterday about Bongino. Donald Trump smiled, said he loves Dan. He wants Dan. Dan must stay. Here we go.
Oh, I think so. I did. I spoke to him today. Dan Bongino, very good guy. I've known him a long time. I've done his show many, many times. And he sounded terrific, actually. No, I think he's in good shape.
Yeah, she asked, is he still the deputy director of the FBI? And he said, I think so.
Kash Patel also said in a post that he is staying, obviously, and he's going to serve at the pleasure of the president.
Yeah, no shit. We saw him on Rogan.
Everybody celebrated this online, obviously.
Obviously.
Dan Bongino is a very good guy. I've known him for a very long time. Does it sound like somebody who's trying to fire Dan Bongino or trying to cause a war? No.
He's trying to cover up the whole thing. So if Bongino, if he quits in protest, it draws more attention. They're leveraging him behind the scenes.
He's a good guy. I've known a long time. He sounded terrific. He's in great shape. let me be crystal clear. If Bongino is allowed to resign while Bondi stays in place, it is irreparable damage, and it would be a huge win for those trying to destroy our country from the inside out.
Sorry, so Pam Bondi is trying to destroy our country from the inside out, and you're cool with her staying. Whether Bongholio comes or goes shouldn't be it shouldn't make a lick of difference, asshole. If she's, the one, like, everybody hates her, Megyn Kelly hates her, if she stays in her job, whether the two of them leave or, and again, by the way, if he sticks around and then she goes, what the fuck then this is exactly what that leverage from the FBI was supposed to do, I guess. And Trump is just bouncing another woman.
They are absolutely, I would say, trying to destroy the Trump administration. Maybe kill it in the cradle before it gets started, right?
Who they? Fuck are you talking about? These are all self-inflicted wounds. Jesus. Okay, so you get the general idea about Bendover and Glenn Beck and Trish Regan